If you are looking for comfort, this video is not for you. But if you want power, the kind of power that makes a woman think of you late at night without knowing why, then keep watching. Machiavelli wrote 500 years ago that people are not moved by morality or logic. They are moved by fear, by desire, and by the perception of power. This rule applies everywhere, in politics, in war, and in relationships. Women are no exception. When you ask a beautiful woman what attracts her, she will give you polite answers. Be nice, be yourself, make me feel safe. You try these things, you wait, you give, you stay loyal, but nothing changes. Because the truth she never says, the truth she may not even know, is that attraction does not come from effort. It comes from something deeper, faster, and far more primal. In this video, I will show you that truth. You will learn the fastest way to win beautiful women, not through gifts or patience, but through the same principles of power that Machiavelli used to explain how men control kingdoms. By the end, you will know how to create the spark that cannot be negotiated, the spark that makes you unforgettable. Let's begin. Here is the first solution. If you want to win women faster, you must understand the brutal truth about attraction. Attraction is not earned, it is triggered. It does not care about how kind you are, how patient you are, or how loyal you are. It is not a conscious choice, it is a visceral response. That is why the good friend, the loyal listener, the safe option is never the man she burns for. She may thank him. She may even say he is the type she should marry. But when the night comes, her thoughts do not circle back to him. They circle back to the man who unsettled her pulse, the man who gave her that sharp contrast of comfort and danger in the same breath. Machiavelli would tell you that in every arena of power, perception is not part of the game. It is the entire game. When you try to earn her affection with service, when you overload her with gestures, you reveal something you never meant to reveal. You show her that your presence alone is not enough, and in that instant, she reads you as forgettable. The law is simple. Attraction comes first. It is the main course. Without it, your loyalty and your safety are empty promises. You can be everything she says she wants, but if you do not light the spark, you will never be the man she aches for. So here is your move. Stop believing that effort creates desire. Stop chasing women with proof of your value. Instead, shift your focus toward becoming the man who stirs her body before her mind even understands why. The man who carries tension, who radiates something slightly dangerous, who makes silence feel heavier than words. That is the first solution. If you want to win women faster, once you accept it, the next question becomes urgent. If attraction cannot be earned through effort, then how do you create it? How do you speak to the primal part of her brain that decides before logic can catch up? That is the second solution, the hidden language of desire. If you want to win women faster, you must learn to speak the hidden language of desire. Most men talk like businessmen. They list their achievements, their plans, their facts. They believe if they provide enough data, the woman will process it logically and decide he is valuable. But this is the fatal mistake, because a woman's attraction does not respond to facts. It responds to resonance. It responds to the emotional vibration beneath your words. Think about it. Logic is a telegram, short, flat, clear. Emotion is a song. It fills the air. It shifts her body. It lingers long after the sound has ended. If you speak like a telegram, she may understand you, but she will never feel you. If you speak like a song, she will carry the echo in her chest long after you leave. So here are your practical actions. When you speak, stop focusing on the information. Focus on the emotion behind it. If you talk about your work, do not just give the numbers. Tell her what drives you, what obsesses you, what excites you. For example, instead of saying, "My company grew 30% this year," you say, "What I love most about my work is building something from nothing and feeling it come alive." That is the difference between a dry fact and a living spark. Another action is this. Let your voice slow down and carry weight. Do not rush to prove yourself. Instead, allow pauses to stretch and let her body lean into the silence you create. Women remember how you made them feel more than the details of what you said. And here is a final action you can apply immediately. The next time you tell a story, make sure she can feel herself inside of it. Describe the atmosphere, the tension, the sensations. Do not just tell her what happened. Make her feel the world vibrating as if she was standing there beside you. This is the second solution. Once you stop speaking to her logic and begin speaking to her instincts, you unlock the primal gate of desire. But even with this skill, there is another step. Because attraction is not just about your words. It is about the stage you place yourself on before you even open your mouth. And that leads us to the third solution. If you want to win beautiful women faster, you must build contextual power. Money can buy attention for a moment, looks can spark curiosity, but what really decides who she can't stop watching is the role you play in the world around you. Machiavelli saw it clearly. Perception is not just part of the game, it is the game. Women are wired to feel who leads the tribe. And in today's world, that tribe can be as small as a group of friends at a cafe or a few people gathered in a living room. If others naturally follow your lead, if your presence calms the noise and sets direction, she will feel it before she even admits it to herself. Think of the man with no money and no luxury, standing on a small stage with a guitar in his hands. In that moment, under that single light, he owns the room. He doesn't need to tell anyone he is valuable. They feel it. And women, more than anyone else, are drawn to that energy. You can create this too. When your friends hesitate about what to do, you decide with calm confidence. When people talk without end, your silence makes them pause. When energy feels scattered, you anchor it with your stillness. These are small moves, but they shift the entire frame of the room. This is contextual power. Once she feels it, she doesn't just see you, she wants to be near you. And that desire grows even stronger when you learn how to mix this power with restraint, the tension that keeps her restless when you leave. Here is the fourth solution. If you want to win beautiful women faster, you must master the art of restraint and tension. Most men make the same mistake. When they finally feel a spark with a woman, they rush to give more words, more attention, more presence. They stay too long. They talk too much. They explain themselves until all the mystery is gone. And when the mystery dies, so does her desire. Machiavelli would have told you the same about power. People cling harder to what they fear losing than to what they already have. Desire grows in uncertainty, not in comfort. The man who always stays available becomes invisible. The man who creates intensity, then steps back at the peak, becomes unforgettable. Imagine you are with her, and everything feels alive. Her laughter is spilling, her eyes are locked, the energy is perfect. Most men would try to hold on to that moment forever, desperate to stretch it. But you stand, smile, and leave first. You don't explain, you don't apologize. You leave her body craving more, her mind replaying the scene again and again. That gap is what turns curiosity into hunger. Even in a relationship, the same rule applies. You've had a beautiful evening together, the kind of night where everything feels close and warm. Instead of dragging the moment until it loses its magic, you stop while the fire is still burning. You kiss her deeply, you whisper something soft, and then you roll away, letting her fall asleep, restless, wondering why she wants you closer. That restless craving is the seed of obsession. This is the rhythm most men never understand. Give her intensity, then pull back, offer presence, then create space. She doesn't miss you when you are always there. She misses you when you leave her on the edge, when the story feels unfinished, when her body waits for the next chapter. And this is not cruelty. It is discipline. It is the difference between comfort that fades and desire that burns. The man who learns restraint doesn't need to chase because his absence does the chasing for him. Here is the fifth solution. If you want to win beautiful women faster, you must stop talking to the part of her that thinks and start speaking to the part of her that feels before she even realizes it. Most men fail because they address the wrong audience. They talk to her conscious mind, the one that analyzes, judges, and filters. But that mind is a gatekeeper. It blocks attraction instead of creating it. The real decision maker is her subconscious, the primal part of her that reacts instantly to tone, rhythm, presence, and tension. If you reach that level, she feels drawn to you without understanding why. Think about how a song works. You don't need to analyze the lyrics to feel chills down your spine. The rhythm alone bypasses thought and pulls you into an emotional state. That's exactly how your words and presence must operate with her. They must carry rhythm, pauses, energy shifts, not just facts. So when you speak, focus less on what you say and more on how you say it. A slow tone can make her lean in. A sudden pause can make her heart beat faster. A subtle smile can make her imagination run wild. These are not tricks. They are signals that her subconscious cannot ignore. Machiavelli would have said it this way: true influence is invisible. The strongest rulers did not persuade with reasons. They hypnotized with presence. You must do the same. Every gesture, every silence, every glance is part of the message. And here lies the key. If she remembers your words, you spoke to her mind. If she cannot forget how she felt around you, you spoke to her subconscious. And once her subconscious is hooked, logic will follow. Here is the sixth solution. If you want to win beautiful women faster, you must learn to create status without relying on money. Most men make the same mistake. They think wealth is the ultimate magnet. They rent cars, flash watches, or talk endlessly about investments, believing this will trigger desire. But this is surface-level status. It's fragile because the moment another man shows up with more resources, your entire image collapses. True status doesn't come from what you own. It comes from how others respond to you. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. Power is about perception, not possession. A prince could hold gold and armies, but if he didn't appear strong, he was nothing. In the same way, a man in today's world can sit broke at a cafe, yet command more attention than the millionaire sitting next to him if his presence carries gravity. So how do you create that kind of magnetic status? You become the reference point in every context you enter. When you speak, people pause. When you move, people notice. When you decide, others follow. This is contextual mastery, and women are biologically wired to recognize it instantly. Think of a simple example. You're out with friends, and no one knows where to go next. Everyone hesitates. If you step in with calm certainty, "We're heading here," you'll like it. You just established leadership. It seems small, but to her subconscious, it is everything. Leadership equals survival. Survival equals attraction. She doesn't care about the details. She only feels this man takes charge. Or imagine you're telling a story. Most men talk flat, rambling with no rhythm, but you add suspense, pauses, eye contact. People lean closer, waiting for your next word. In that moment, you're not just talking, you're performing. You're the center of the scene. That stage, no matter how small, becomes your kingdom, and every woman in that room feels it. Here's the hidden truth. Women don't fall for men who try to buy status. They fall for the man who creates it in real time. You don't need money to do that. You need presence, direction, and the courage to own the space you're in. So remember this. Status without money is about crafting moments where you are the axis, the man others orbit around, the leader without a crown. And once she feels that, she doesn't see you as one option among many. She sees you as the only man who matters in the room. Here is the seventh solution. If you want to win beautiful women faster, you must learn to protect the fantasy instead of killing it with too much information. Most men ruin attraction not because they are unattractive, but because they reveal themselves too soon. They meet a woman, they finally get the date, and suddenly they feel an urgent need to prove themselves. They talk endlessly about their work, their goals, their struggles, their past relationships, hoping she will admire the effort. But here's the brutal truth. Every word you throw on the table chips away at the fantasy she created about you. Understand this. When the woman agrees to see you, she doesn't know you fully. She only knows the version her imagination has painted. She has filled the gaps with her own desires, her own dreams, her own secret cravings. And in her mind, you might already be the mysterious figure who excites her body without her knowing why. That projection is fragile, and it's your only real advantage in the beginning. Machiavelli would have advised the same in politics. Never show all your cards at once. A prince keeps allies and enemies in a state of uncertainty because mystery itself is power. If people can't fully measure you, they can't control you. The same law applies in seduction. If she feels she has already figured you out, she loses interest. But if there is always something unanswered, something slightly out of reach, her mind keeps working to close the gap, and that effort turns into desire. Think of how tension builds in a movie. The director doesn't show you everything in the first 5 minutes. He teases, he suggests, he leaves you guessing, and you can't look away. That's exactly how you must handle her mind. When she asks about your life, don't deliver a report. Tell a short story with a spark of emotion, then leave space for her curiosity. When she presses for details, give just enough to intrigue, never enough to complete the picture. Here's a real-world example. A man on a first date is asked about his work. The weak man lists titles, responsibilities, numbers, facts. The strong man says with a calm smile, "What I love most is the thrill of creating something out of nothing." Then he changes the subject. She doesn't just learn about his work, she feels his energy. And later that night she wonders what exactly he builds, why it excites him, what else he's hiding. That mystery keeps her awake. This is the essence of protecting the fantasy. You let her imagination do the work for you. You allow her to see you not as you are in every detail, but as the man she wants you to be. That projection is always stronger than reality. And the longer you keep it alive, the deeper her desire grows. So remember, don't rush to be understood. Don't try to dump your resume on the table. Protect the fantasy. Keep mystery alive, because a woman doesn't fall in love with facts. She falls in love with the story she tells herself about you. And the more you protect that story, the more she will fight to keep you in her world. What you hold now is not just a set of tricks to win women. It is a doorway to something larger. You have glimpsed the truth. Attraction is not about looks, money, or luck. It is about perception, tension, and the mastery of emotions. And once you see this, you realize something deeper. These laws don't only belong to seduction, they belong to life itself. Because the same force that makes her restless when you leave the room is the same force that makes people follow leaders, that makes crowds lean in, that makes opportunities bend toward you. It is the invisible gravity of presence, discipline, and control. Men who wait for fairness are forgotten. Men who shape perception become immortal. And now you have learned how to shape it. You can enter a space and decide how it feels. You can speak and make people lean forward. You can remain silent and still bend the air around you. That is power. And with that power comes a new responsibility. To stop living as if you need permission to stop explaining yourself, defending yourself, waiting for someone else to see your worth. From this point on, you no longer seek validation. You create it. So step forward with the clarity of someone who no longer doubts. You are no longer chasing, you are pulling. You are no longer hoping, you are deciding, and the world will feel it. If this opened your eyes and you're serious about becoming the man who's in full control of his life, my book is now available. The Undeniable Man, Built to be Chosen. It's a strategic guide for men who want to attract, lead, and dominate in their love life and beyond. Whether you're single or in a relationship, no fluff, no tricks, just pure, powerful strategy that will set you apart from 99% of men and that you will actually use every day. The link is in the description. And if this video spoke to you, don't just keep your thoughts in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember these lessons, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content and share it with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break,